and they ended up having a big struggle. And you were quite agitated, whether you remembered or not. It was a struggle there in a parking lot, and there were pepper spray and 2 pairs of handcuffs, and you were quite agitated when you got to the jail. And no matter how many times me or the police or someone tells you can't go back there, you continue to believe that you can go back there. So the question is, are you competent, Hicks? Mr. Hicks is here with his lawyer, Mr. John Bush. He is in custody. He's charged in file 24998 with 2 counts of resisting obstructing a police officer as a habitual offender. He also has 6 trespass or disorderly person charges from the city of Three Rivers. We were here on the 24th. Laura, would you bring me the Dusty Hicks file? It's in my top tray for this afternoon. Anyway, at the hearing, Mr. Hicks and I had quite a discussion. The offer was a misdemeanor, dismissed the other misdemeanors. He's now been in jail for 24 days. Mr. Hicks, you're here. You've been in jail for 17 days. You keep going over to the Goodwill store, and you're going over there, and they told you not to come back. Then it ended up, you got into a scuffle with the police, and you got charged with resisting obstructing. Where have you been staying?
I was just staying around the Goodwill area at that time. Goodwill themselves seem to be okay with me there. Dollar General does. They all seem fine. They keep asking why the police are bothering me. They say they don't call the police. From my family and the relations to Goodwill, the family of Goodwill and the Dollar General, and the history of my name and of Dusty, I should have a right of being able to be around the Dollar General and Goodwill for over 100 and some feet, which means I wouldn't be trespassing.
Where do you actually stay?
I'm waiting for Keystone.
But I mean, right now, are you staying in the field behind Goodwill?
It would be off to the side of it. Yeah.
All right, that's what they don't like.
I off to the concrete, not the field.
But it's not your field.
No, I don't know. TSC and me have agreements for them mowing the grass there and up to the fence line there. And the sidewalk was laid by me when I was a child, but means the sidewalk is separately owned than the empty building they said I was trespassing at. It's not the same affiliated as the building. There's a stamp on the ground. I do have a picture of it on my phone, but it states that I do own the sidewalk. And also the parkway there gives me rights to stay there as well for my heritage rights. And the fence used to be 5 to 6 inches from the building, not the fence that's in the field. So anywhere from that 5 inches or 6 inches from the building back to some apartments is considered property of heritage of Dusty.
Property of what?
In the heritage of Dusty Hicks.
Okay.
Which states on a lot of the buildings.
Where are you from originally, Mr. Hicks?
Three Rivers, Michigan.
Who are your folks?
Terry L. Hicks and Carol L. Hicks.
Did you go to Three Rivers High School?
Yes, sir.
What was your graduation year?
95.
Well, then it says you obstructed a couple of Three Rivers police officers. Right. What is the misdemeanor offer?
Attempted unlawful.
What have you done since you got out of high school?
Employment, raised family.
Okay, what kind of stuff?
Construction down there in Middlebury.
Okay. Well, here's the dilemma we're in, Mr. Hicks. You've got 3 trespasses. You're staying on property that isn't yours. There's no such thing as the heritage of Dusty Hicks that would allow you to have some ownership of this. They don't want homeless people camping behind these strip malls, so the city keeps citing you for this.
You didn't say it.
All right, so the city attorney has offered to dismiss 2 of the trespass counts if you plead to 1. in which case I would give you 17 days in jail, credit 17 days. The other charge is a felony. Punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment, 2 counts. Prosecutors agreed to dismiss both of those counts for a plea to attempted to resist or obstruct a police officer, which really isn't that hard to do. My concern, if we send you to the forensic center for a psychological evaluation, you're going to be in jail for months. It'll be October before we get the result back. So I can't tell. You seem intelligent. You understand everything I'm saying. You're clearly answering my questions. Been in jail for 17 days. You're not under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. Do you take any prescription medication?
There's no reason to.
All right. So do you understand everything I'm saying?
We're having a conversation.
Okay. Well, the difference is if you plead to these charges, I can let you out of jail. If you don't, we're going to set some further proceedings and you could be here for a while. So let's start with the trespass charges. Do you acknowledge that the city of Three Rivers had told you not to be on those properties?
The police had, but they never showed me or the owner was never there to state that he called to say that there was.
All right.
I don't know if it was a real phone call or not. That's,
All right. So
someone could be just mad at me.
All right.
They steal things from me down there.
The problem is if I let you out of jail, you're going to go right back.
Well, I don't want to go right back there, but I do my grocery shopping there.
Right.
No, I'm going to Keystone as soon. I mean, if I,
All right. Are you willing to admit to one of the trespass charges?
Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson?
Just for the record, attorneys to my left, Mr. Bush and Mr. George, have more information than I do. But for the record, given even the balance of what you were discussing, I do believe he should have some kind of assessment before he can just any plea.
Well, we're not going to do a forensic evaluation on 3 trespasses. We may do a forensic evaluation on the resisting obstructing.
And I realize he has these other felonies, and so perhaps that would be the basis for that. And I realize the trespass is kind of stretching it, but because he has that felony, he does have that option. And so I'm putting that on the record that I think he should have that option before any plea is entered on any of these cases.
Is there any like counseling?
Certainly.
Is there
Well,
counseling?
Yeah.
I've had counseling.
No. We're talking about
I've had counseling
Okay. But
3 times in my life.
Well, all right.
Maybe you still need a little bit.
Ms.
That's
Jackson,
fine.
Okay.
are you concurring with their proposal that we get a forensic evaluation?
No,
No, just a minute, Mr. Hicks.
No, he's not.
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor. And whatever that, I'm not sure where the other cases are presently because I wasn't a party to it, but it sounds like that there is contemplation of asking for that or going in that direction on the felony case. So if that's the case, if not, it would apply to, at this point to the misdemeanor, even though eventually maybe these will be outright dismissed. I don't know, but if he's not competent for the felony, he's certainly not competent for the misdemeanor.
I would. All right.
Is there a way, excuse me? I completely agree that it's going to take work. That's why I didn't actually make that. I raised it as a concern. Is there a way to be looked at pivotal and maybe get an update or whatever we can move forward with that?
Well, we'll leave it on for prelim and see if we can get Lisa or somebody to deal with them at. So I'll leave a felony R&O case set for prelim. Mr. Hicks,
yes, sir.
issues here. If you're sent to the forensic center for a psychiatric evaluation as to your competence, your competence has to do with what is your state of mind now? Do you understand the nature of the proceedings? Are you able to assist in your defense? I've been having a nice conversation with you. You're polite, you're respectful, you understand everything, but you may have some baseline delusions that you own this property and you're causing a recurring problem in Three Rivers. But if I do that, you're going to be in jail for months. There may be some middle ground short of doing that. Plus, that's a very valuable resource. And there isn't enough of it to go to explore some mental health intervention here and continue all of these.
I've already been to counseling before.
Yes.
Apparently I didn't need them. I'm here, I mean, not here, but
Well, you're living on the street. You're estranged from your family.
well, my parents have passed on. I
Okay.
don't get along well with my brother. My grandma's, she in the old folks home living with my uncle,
Who's your brother?
Buck Hicks,
Okay.
Willard, Virginia King, and my grandparents. But they're all dying. They're getting old.
Well, Buck Hicks is old.
He's getting old. He's 7 years older than me.
I remember years ago, I dealt with him on an issue. All right, 1:00. All right, Mr. Hicks, we're going to work on this. Probably someone from Lisa's named Lisa is going to be contacting me with the jail and see what our options are.
I'm getting Lisa today.
All right, thank you. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
My Miranda rights haven't been read to me yet. Does that state any or mean anything?
No, people sometimes have the mistaken belief that you have to be advised of your Miranda rights. They only have to advise you of your Miranda rights if they want to ask you anything.
Yeah.
And if they do, and they want to use your statements against you, but there's no so all encompassing, you have to be charged with your Miranda rights before you can be charged with something.
Yes.
All right, you go with the court officer. We'll work on the other stuff. All right, Mr. Hicks, you're good to go. I was, or somebody was, I guess I took it upon myself to contact Lisa Inatelli at the jail. She is our mental health liaison. And I wrote an email and I CC'd it to Tim George, Jeanette Jackson, David Marvin, John Bush, and it was to Lisa, but I never actually sent it. I found it in my drafts this morning. So, Mr. Hicks, I had asked, I found it this afternoon, to have Lisa from the jail meet with you. You've been in jail now for 24 days. We have all of these trespass charges that have been filed against you, and they want to keep you out of that plaza. The resisting obstructing charge allegedly occurred on June 8th. The trespasses start in January. There's a disorderly person in file 24153 from January 23rd. There's a trespass in file 24619 from April 14th. There's a trespass in 24371 on February 8th. There is a trespass in file 24569 from April 8th. There is another trespass 24663 from April 20th. And then there's a trespass from April 23rd, and the closest one is June. As I indicated, the city would take a plea to one, dismiss all of the others, and time served 24 days. The problematic case, and the bigger one, is the felony case, where the city offered to, or the county prosecutor offered to reduce it to attempted resisting obstructing a police officer. The problem is you believe that somehow you have ownership or some property interest in a parcel of parking lot there in that plaza. Mr. Hicks, have you given this some thought since I talked to you last week?
I didn't know I assaulted any police officer.
Well, it's resisting. Let's see specifically which is different than assaulting.
With it. I don't know how I'd be charged with that.
Yes, that's why this was.
No, the thought is through my family heritage, and a lot of my family owned a lot of property in the area. And some of the rights for me to be in the area when they had built these places and moved in, like Dollar General and Goodwill, stated I had the right to be around there over 100 or 200 feet around the building. I was in an empty area of that building, so I wasn't bothering anyone. And no one came and told me that I was trespassing. The police just show up and say I am. I don't know if anyone.
That's not true.
They keep asking me when I
Well, the owner keeps calling and saying, please get this guy out of here.
From California.
I'm not sure where he is.
He said he lives in California because I asked why wasn't he down there. Or thought I asked, may not have, but I thought he had to be there just like anybody else to witness that I was the trespasser or I get to see them.
No, he doesn't. Anyway, there was.
I was being harassed a little bit by the police. It's the same police most of the time, but.
Well, it's the same shift. So we're at the same point we were at.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. It's just the tribal and the thing in the center, that part, that's affiliated with my bloodline and my family. That's another reason why I would be allowed to be down there. The history of the 7 tribes. It's just like the 3 chiefs of 3 Rivers or Princess Mishawaka. She was born here in 3 Rivers. So, it's all heritage. And I'm part of that heritage. So I don't see how I was trespassing. And the symbols on my hand match the pavement. The symbols are dusty. The noble bird, it's even in the cell I'm sitting in, the electrical wires.
Your Honor, I don't know if it's benefit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We're at the same loggerheads we were. I don't think we have any choice. I'm going to refer Mr. Hicks for competency evaluation.
Excuse.
I'm going to send you to the forensic center because you have a delusional belief that somehow you have some tribal interest in this property and you continue to go back to it and you continue to be arrested.
You asked me why.
Well, I believe you believe what you're telling me.
Right, but you was asking me that.
Oh, well, I did, and so I'm not mad at you.
Oh, I just thought saying you're
but I don't. Yes.
Oh, I'm part of the Indian.
I think even if you were full-blooded Indian, I'm not sure that you have a claim to ownership of this property. And you and I just
there's
can't.
Paperwork somewhere about the sidewalk. Like the symbol is on the sidewalk. I took pictures, but it's in the fact that
Paperwork somewhere in some alternate universe. The problem is in this case, the police came and they ended up having a big struggle. You were quite agitated, whether you remembered or not. It was a struggle there in the parking lot, and there were pepper spray and 2 pairs of handcuffs, and you were quite agitated when you got to the jail. And no matter how many times me or the police or someone tells you can't go back there, you continue to believe that you can go back there. So the question is, are you competent to assist your counsel in defending your case? And are you able to understand the nature of the proceedings against you? I think you understand the charges, but I think you have a delusion that you have a defense. We have a man in 3 Rivers. He's not here anymore, but he had what mental health called a baseline delusion that he owned all of the Shell stations. He did not. And he kept going into the Shell stations and pouring himself a cup of coffee and ordering the staff around. And he got arrested about 42 times, literally. When he was on his medication, he did much better. I don't really want to do this, but I don't think I have a choice. We were concerned about how long this would take. But we can't ignore the pink elephant in the room that we're looking at a mental health issue. So I'm still going to ask Lisa Iantelli to meet with you, but I'm going to sign an order for a competency evaluation. Mr. O'Bear, the people concur?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bush?
I think it's necessary. I mean, I've had that concern.
John, you don't have another duty week until Fair Week. Can be faster. After Lisa meets with him, perhaps we could address the bond issue. But at this point, I'm not confident that if I let him out, he isn't going to go right back to where he was.
I'd like to be out so I can get a job. I mean, if there's gonna be a fine somewhere, I gotta pay it somehow. Otherwise, sitting in there anyways, of the $15-$30 a day that they're gonna screw me over with later anyhow,
Yeah,
like we did my license.
I don't think you're gonna be able to pay that, but I understand.
You know, I gotta do something with myself. Sitting in there ain't gonna do nothing.
Yes.
Brick walls, same TV show all day long.
What show do they watch?
Well, I like the History Channel, but it's auctions and whatever that making metal. The name of that. I'm more into the superheroes and G.I. Joe shows.
Excuse me, what time of day did you say?
That would be 3. It can be accelerated. Court will execute a petition for competency evaluation.
So is that for 8:30 or 1 in there?
8:30. The prelim would be the following week, which would be September 24th. All right. Miss Lisa from the jail is going to come meet with you. You're always polite, respectful, cordial. We just have a fundamental disagreement on your ownership of this property.
He did show me today if he was relieved, he would probably go to Keystone and ask for housing assistance.
All right. We'll hear what Lisa has to say. All right, Mr.
How long would that be if she does, if I can get Keystone? Because by September, they're not going to want to put me in there. I mean, maybe if they said like the last time that they spent money. I mean, I was just about having employment where we were before I got over here, but you know, it ain't going to do me no good in there.
All right. Well, it'll keep you safe. Keep the public safe.
Not a threat. I didn't run.
Well, you're right. Although there was a fight here with police that I don't want to minimize.
I felt like that, I sat down like I stated. I didn't
All
join.
right. Well, don't tell me any more about it, Mr. Hicks. But we need to try to get to the source of this. All right. You're good to go with the officer.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, sir.
Stick around for a minute, John. He tried to finesse it, but I don't think there's any finesse. I think he needs an evaluation. All right. We'll see what Lisa's got for us. Thank you both.
I believe he's sincere in his belief. I'm absolutely not fact based.
Well, he said to me, you asked me, and he's right, I did. But we're not getting anywhere. And we can have a prelim and present probable cause evidence, but the same problem would exist in circuit court. And then you'd have a competency evaluation. So I might as well.
This courtroom hearing wasn't loud or explosive, but it was one of the most unsettling and emotionally complex cases you'll see. Because at its core, this wasn't really about trespassing or resisting arrest. It was about a man trapped between belief and reality. Dusty Hicks appeared in court facing multiple trespass charges and a felony charge for resisting and obstructing police. The trespass cases all stem from the same location, a commercial plaza near a Goodwill and Dollar General in Three Rivers. Despite repeated warnings, Mr. Hicks continued returning to the property, believing he had a legal right to be there. And that belief is where everything unravels. Throughout the hearing, Mr. Hicks calmly and sincerely explained that he believed the land belonged to him through family heritage, tribal ancestry, historical symbols, and markings on the sidewalk. From his perspective, he wasn't trespassing. He was standing on what he believed was rightfully his. But the law doesn't recognize heritage ownership of commercial property. The judge tried patiently to explain this, over and over. And each time, Mr. Hicks returned to the same conclusion. He still believed he belonged there. That pattern is exactly why the case kept escalating. The situation turned dangerous during one arrest. According to the court, police had to use pepper spray, multiple sets of handcuffs, and Mr. Hicks remained highly agitated even after arriving at jail. What began as trespass citations had now turned into a felony-level confrontation. The judge faced a nearly impossible decision. On one hand, Mr. Hicks was polite, respectful, and able to hold a coherent conversation. He understood the charges. He wasn't intoxicated. He wasn't disruptive in court. On the other hand, the judge saw a fixed delusion, a belief so deeply rooted that it kept pulling him back into the same situation, leading to arrest after arrest. That's when the focus shifted. This case stopped being about punishment and became about competency. The judge explained that competency isn't about intelligence, it's about whether someone can truly understand the legal process and meaningfully assist their lawyer. And while Mr. Hicks understood the words being said, the court concluded that his belief system prevented him from understanding reality well enough to defend himself properly. So the judge made a hard call. A competency evaluation was ordered not as punishment, but as protection. Protection for Mr. Hicks and protection for the public. Because releasing him without addressing the underlying issue would almost certainly send him right back to the same place and back into police custody again. The most heartbreaking part? Mr. Hicks didn't see himself as dangerous. He talked about wanting a job, about paying fines, about getting housing. He felt misunderstood, not malicious. And that's exactly what made the case so difficult. This hearing exposes one of the justice system's hardest truths. Mental health and criminal law collide far more often than people realize. Courts aren't treatment centers, but sometimes intervention is the only option left. In the end, the judge summed it up simply: we can't keep letting this cycle continue. And that leaves us with the real question. Should the justice system prioritize freedom, even when that freedom repeatedly leads to harm? Or should intervention come first when belief and reality no longer align? There are no easy answers, and that's what makes this case so powerful.